What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of Cars and Chatter podcast. And today, of course, I have Caesar once again with me, and we just decided, it was time to do another one-on-one, talk about everything that's going on, what's not going on, what should be going on, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Caesar?
It's like our day-to-day conversations, but this time it's on video.
I swear to God, if somebody were to read our conversations on Instagram, they'd probably think we're... Yeah, I won't get
Let's
into
not get into that. We don't say anything bad though.
Yeah, there's nothing really bad. It's just, random stuff here and there. We'll be talking about cars one second, and the next second we're talking about food.
Yeah, always leads back to food.
Yeah.
And then back to cars, and then food again.
So, the last episode of Tune In Tuesday that I did, I was talking about sponsorships,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really get into too much detail with it because I feel like there's so much more to cover.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a good topic for the first, few minutes we can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, the market, the way it is, and certain people take advantage of everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take?
What's funny is I'm glad you kind of brought this topic up because recently, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, somebody actually reached out to me and they asked, hey, how do I go about getting sponsorships?
Mm-hmm.
You've been in the car scene longer than I have, but in the years that I've been in the car scene, I've been blessed and some doors have been opened, with different manufacturers, different companies. And this question had been asked a few times in the past, and the one thing that I tell people is that they really needed some high quality pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Invest in a good photographer, get some really good high quality pictures, because those pictures is what's gonna bring attention to that company that you're trying to get to sponsor your vehicle, basically. I feel like nowadays a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I know a photographer isn't in everybody's budget because there's some photographers that charge X amount and some that charge even more. I get that. And there's some people out there that are wizards with their cell phones.
Yeah.
Some pictures I'm just like, damn dude, how'd you take that picture? And they're like, my iPhone. I'm like, oh, never mind.
It's the iPhone game.
The iPhone camera, amazing. I gave it props. The phone itself, I don't like it though.
It's recorded.
The camera.
You finally admitted the camera is better.
The camera. I never denied the camera is good. Never. But the phone itself, I don't like it. Doesn't have a back button. Anyways, save that conversation for another day. But no, I think when it comes to sponsorships, everybody, I feel like sometimes everybody just wants, but they don't know what they have to give in return.
Okay.
It's a commitment that you're making to the company. It's a relationship. I heard the podcast that you did regarding the sponsorships and it's not just receiving, you have to give.
Yeah.
And you have to give good content on top of that. Your parts that you have on the car. I know for Braun,
Mm-hmm.
in the contract it actually says you have to do at least like one post a month of their product. So there's some companies that have it laid out how often they want you to post. Not all the companies do that, but some of them do. So it's stuff like that you kind of want to keep tabs on because you want to be faithful. Are they really looking into stuff like that? I don't know, but at the same time, it's like you want to be able to be consistent, and that way other companies, because all the companies when you apply for the sponsorships, they all have a section for your IG handle.
Yep.
So they're gonna go look at your Instagram and see what you're posting. How are you representing the companies that you already represent?
I mean, most of the time they already follow you back anyways, just to see exactly what you're posting. But I just feel like, I have worked with companies in the past where there wasn't really a contract, but it was more of a common sense thing that, maybe if not once a month, if not once a week, once a month, you post something about their product. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, they don't really care, but at the same time, you don't want them to feel like you took advantage of them either because you got something out of it. Now, that goes to say, especially when it comes to full sponsorship or partial, just because there's partial and full doesn't mean you're going to be paying either 80% of it, 70% of it. There are some companies out there that will give you 50% discount.
Oh yeah.
Or I mean, listen, even a 10% discount on a $2,000 item,
Yep.
it's something.
Mhm. The way I see it is that money that you're saving, if you personally are not going to be installing the part, that's what the money that you're saving, that's your install money right there.
Pretty
You
much.
know, when you want to see like in a big picture, like kind of to help you understand, am I really saving money? Those $200 go a long way.
Now, one thing I guess I kind of learned it the hard way, but this is more than 10 years ago. You know, I was talking with somebody and they said that the best way to get a sponsor is to put together a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of, especially within our Q community, some of these guys reach out to the companies, and the way they reach out to these companies is the funniest thing ever. They'll be like, "Hey, yo, you want to sponsor my car? Here's a couple of pictures of my car."
Mm-hmm. For professionalism.
Guys, it doesn't work like that. If you send them a message like that, they're just gonna flat out.
They're just gonna leave you on red,
Yeah.
basically.
But in the past, I have put proposals together and sent it out to certain companies. But thankfully, being in the car community for such a long time, sometimes you don't need to have a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that goes back to having built bridges with people instead of burning bridges.
Word of mouth goes a lot. I'm telling I think I've said this in the past episodes, but I'm gonna say it again.
Every one of them.
Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody everybody knows everybody, and somebody that knows the owners of certain companies.
Oh yeah.
So it goes back to what you're saying. Word of mouth is like you want to keep good tabs with as much people as you can, as many people as you can.
I mean,
you should make that into a shirt. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it's funny because we talk about everybody knows everybody, and all these companies talk with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And perfect example is SEMA. When these guys go to SEMA, do you think they just hang out with their own people? No, they're always talking with all the other companies.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily about sponsoring somebody, but if there's programs out there that they discuss, etc., you gotta know that they always talk with each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got a screenshot sent to me Saturday night, and I swear to God, it was the funniest thing. It was again for sponsorship, and in the sponsorship, the way the person asked was, "Hey, yo, this is my ride. I got 20s on it, but I haven't lowered it yet.
Oh God.
Can you sponsor me with some airbags?"
So they didn't even start small. They just went straight for like one of the most expensive things that you could buy.
The way it works is you got to do something small to the car for it to catch the eye of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the way it works is these companies, they will want something that just hit the market, especially when it comes to cars. They don't want to keep sponsoring the same cars over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, they'll give you a sponsorship, but it won't be a full sponsorship.
Yeah, the odds of getting like a full ride are very slim. Like the only full sponsorships I have are from AFE, but that's because they use the car for R&D. So that's the only way I was able to get them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's beneficial to you and to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they kind of use your car on most of their flyers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you return the favor by word of mouth, spreading, promoting, so forth and so forth.
Mm-hmm. But just know that if you're gonna commit to a company, just be ready to give it your time as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were doing the R&D stuff for the car, it was a lot of time involved, just like you, with the first part. I remember you did like videos when the intakes first came out and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, all that stuff just takes time.
Yeah.
You don't expect, and just know that you will get shut down.
Yeah.
You will get turned down. Not every application that you put in, not every company that you reach out is going to say yes. It's just part of the game.
And sometimes sometimes it's also the way the company will shut you down. And in the past, I won't mention names. Let's just keep that clear. I've worked with certain companies that I personally will not go back to, just because of how things were handled. If the sponsorship was done, it's my decision whether I want to continue with that product, or if there's something newer out there that I want to experiment with, I should be able to experiment with.
You're on the
And that was one of the cases. I decided to go with something newer, something more unique, you could kind of say. And I had every single employee from the company DM me. Even the owner DM me. I was like, dude, just relax. But again, it's the same thing. It's how you show yourself to the company, and it's how they show themselves back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, not every company is going to be like that, guys.
Yes.
But majority of the companies out there are very professional and they're easygoing. Just don't burn bridges. Don't burn the bridges for everybody else.
Mm. And also take pride in being able to represent a company.
Of course.
You know, I think I think it's like an honor to be able to represent a company.
Yeah.
To be able to, put their decal on my car, to be
Mhm.
able to say, "Oh, I'm sponsored by XX and X." I think it makes you look good for the next company that you want to apply for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I do have a question for you. As far as the queue goes, and we've talked about this before. I think we have, but not outside of the podcast or anything. Do you feel like that the queue is something that's going to live on for a long time, or do you feel like that it's hit its mark basically?
Like my personal car or the Q in general?
The Q60 in general.
Mm.
Let's stick with the Q60. Q50 I feel like is going to live on for generations to come.
They have not changed that style.
Yeah.
Like, it's half a century already.
And it's not a bad style, don't get me wrong.
No,
but,
it's not. I feel it, but unfortunately, I think the Q50 gets more love though, for sure. As far as aftermarket support, they get a lot more parts for it.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Q50 has been technically
Longer.
that body's been out since 2014.
True.
So
True.
that's a long time, given the fact there's a different displacement. But
Still the same vibe.
yeah,
I think the Q60 wise, there's still a lot of room for growth.
okay,
I feel that recently, I think within the last few months, there's been a few more carbon pieces that are gonna hit the market pretty soon.
mm-hmm.
If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I just posted 2 different hoods. The Mopar style hood. That's what we quote unquote call it.
I'm gonna put that up right now for.
It's actually a
everybody to
pretty
see.
cool hood, but anyways, that's besides the point. It's not for everybody, and like every other car part, it's for some people. It's not. It's for other people. It is what it is. So there's that hood, and then there's also a GTR style hood that's gonna come out.
Mhm.
And South Bay Auto Works is actually gonna be dropping those 2 styles pretty soon. If you're local in SoCal, I think you could get it already. I don't
Okay.
think he's shipping it yet. And there's also 2 different style fenders, carbon fenders for the Q60 that might hit the market.
Is it the one that was posted on one of the pages recently? Because it was an accidental. They shipped it out accidentally.
I don't think so. These are 2. I haven't. He shared it. He showed me the pictures. One, I hope it doesn't hit the market. I think it's terrible. It's really bad.
Like bad,
Like
or
ugly bad.
Oh, really?
I told him, shit, I hope this is not the market.
But I mean, at the end of the day, the way you gotta look at it is everybody nowadays is just going for clout. They'll just get it to get it.
Yeah, but it's like the sea blaze. I just don't understand it. That's a topic for another day. It's if you look at the fender, there's just too much going on in the fender that I don't think it'll look good on. I feel like the body of a Q60 it's classy, it's
Mhm.
clean. It's got great lines. It doesn't need a lot to accentuate. the
Okay.
car. Well, that's the right term. And then there's that style, and then there's another style as well as a Q60 fender that's gonna come out. It's better, So thankfully with that, the platform's gonna grow a little bit. I know ARC is coming out with the white body kit.
They are.
So that's gonna be interesting to see once it hits the States.
I mean, dude, I think I talked about that secretly, not to anybody, but like I put out hints that companies are bringing out wide body kits. It was just killing me inside not being able to talk
Yeah,
about it.
it's a pretty cool kit.
It is.
It's pretty
It is.
insane. I mean, I personally, white bodies aren't for me. That's just me. But I remember that when they brought it out, started showing it off, everybody was resharing it.
Mm-hmm.
everybody is just really excited, and it's nice to see that and we have Senpai who's from the East Coast. He has his own white body as well. So
Finally finished it.
Yeah, he put it on his car with his
Shout
new
out to
wheels.
Senpai.
Congrats, and he really destroyed it at a show.
I know, dude. What was that? Like literally, not even a week of having the body kit.
It lasted like a day with the new wrap.
Yeah,
but props to you. Well, props to you. So it's nice to see new things coming out. It really is. We had the Pandem one. It was out for a while. Unfortunately, I think only one car was running it. Right?
I think it's got two.
Oh, the overseas one. Yeah.
But I think I just didn't see a point in paying $20,000 for a body kit.
It was up there in price. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think no. Excuse me.
Just 10 grand just for the body kit itself.
10 grand.
And not including all the labor behind it.
Yeah, so roughly about $15,000 to $18,000.
But I mean, all just came out pretty awesome.
It did come out awesome.
His wrap, his wheels, it was beautiful. That's for sure.
I think the wheels would have been a lot better if they were. Again, my personal opinion. I think it would have looked a lot better if it was brush metal.
They were massive.
They were.
That's for sure. But and as far as aesthetically wise for the Q60, it's cool to see all these other things coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure overseas in Japan they got some other things that we haven't even seen yet.
I'm sure because it goes just like that drifting.
The
Q60
VR38 swap.
Yeah, VR38 swap. That thing is a beast. What was it, like 1,400 horsepower?
It's insane. Rear engine. They put the motor in the back, didn't they?
I don't know. Did they?
I think they did.
I mean, that's Japan. They can do
don't quote us on any of this.
Yeah.
He'll do his research and confirm in the video.
But at the end of the day, anything that's going to happen that is legit is going to happen in Japan and then out here. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it is the Q60 has been out for a while, and I just feel like the people behind the Q60, and I can possibly, blame myself here and there sometimes too, we tend to be a little bit on the cheap side.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like companies look at that and don't want to bring out products for it.
Yep.
And I just feel like, it just destroys everything.
The other day I was speaking to one of the owners of one of the companies that does carbon parts, and it goes back to people don't want to pay.
Yeah.
And the issue is people don't want to pay, a premium for better quality parts. So then, unfortunately, those companies aren't selling the parts. So that money that they make from selling the parts is money that they invest in future projects.
Yeah.
So if they don't have that money coming in, they're not gonna put money out of their own pocket. They already invested so much. So he had told us in a group message that they had 2 other items, but they scrapped them. So it's like there's 2 items that we lost, future potential items for the Q60.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some companies are still trying, given AMS and some other guys over on the East Coast, especially with the air-to-air coolers and all that good stuff. But at the same time, don't get me wrong, power is always great. Yeah. But I feel like we need more aesthetically pleasing products for our car. And I hope that, this entire time we talked about the carbon fenders, I've been imagining Santi's Tesla fenders on his red car. Doesn't look anything like that, does it?
It's a variation of it.
Oh, dude, that thing's ugly. Please, for the love of God, do not do that.
Even Santi's, I think he's gonna redo those fenders too for his car. It's a variation of that. Like I said, it just has that Q60 fender just has too much going on.
Yeah.
It's just that. Just trust me. When you guys see
if it's anything like that Tesla thing, it looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger and the other variation of the Terminator like molded each other.
I really do hope it doesn't hit the market. I'm pretty sure it will, and somebody will buy it. And at the end of the day, if you like it, buy it.
More
Simple as that. That's we have this conversation all the time. Like there's things that I send him. I value his opinion big time. And there's things I'm thinking about doing this, and he's straight up like, I don't think so. But then at the same time, I'm like, but I like it. sometimes go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
As simple as that. You
Yeah.
know, it's nice to bounce ideas off of each other because, you know, I might see it in a certain way, he's gonna see it in a different view, and it's sometimes we get stuck with this tunnel vision and we don't see like the bigger picture. You know what I mean? It's always important to have that one person that you can count on to bounce ideas off of.
You're absolutely right. And you know, like I mean, Caesar knows me good enough to the point where I can just say yes or no and he'll understand
No.
by what I mean.
No set feeling, no
Yeah.
hurt.
And it's more of, you know, my opinion, whether I would do it, but at the same time, you know, he'll send me stuff and, you know, or I'll send him stuff and he won't agree to it.
And we have really different styles and
Yeah.
stuff, especially wheels. That's like we send each other like 10 different posts on a daily.
I mean, the last one that I sent
On
you,
a
though,
daily.
that was beautiful.
We both want carbon barrels.
Yeah, but I think if I were to get carbon barrels, I would have my car towed around.
Yes.
everywhere. I don't think I'll be driving a car.
Oh, imagine one little scratch.
What is that, like?
A lot.
14,000? Yeah, there's no point in that.
No, but you know, going back to the whole, we focused a lot on the aesthetic part of the car. You know, obviously the performance platform it's Q50, Q60, but it's pretty cool to see some more stuff I think drop since the last time that we talked. AMS showed off their top mount, right?
Yep.
The new ones that they're bringing out.
Mhm.
I don't know if we discussed that the last time or not.
We actually didn't discuss it. We actually were gonna save that discussion with let's just put it for another episode.
Okay. And then you know what I did see too? Z1's dropping more products for our car. I don't know if you noticed.
Mm-mm.
So Z1, they're making their own stuff now. I don't know if you saw, they have their own intakes that they've been out for a little bit, and they just brought out an exhaust. Their own catback exhaust.
I mean, I knew about their diff, LSD and all that good stuff, but
So they have like a few parts that are designated now for the VR platform. So
Interesting.
intakes, obviously they have the whole POV set up. They have their catback now. They also have their trans mount,
Yep.
their brace as well. So it's cool to see, you know, they're investing some R&D time, some R&D money into creating new parts for us. I haven't heard the exhaust yet, so I don't know.
I mean, exhaust you can't really,
You can only do so many variations of it.
unless they got some super titanium thing going on. That's different.
I think it's a simple set. I think it's X pipe or H pipe, and then just this 2 resonators in it. It's gonna sound like the other ones for the most part. No, not in a bad way.
No,
But it's just, you know, I think price wise it's a little more competitive
okay.
on the lower
I mean,
end. So
listen, at the end of the day, if there's more competition, you know what that means.
I think the day whoever has it in stock is the one that's gonna have it sold.
That's all that matters, and it's great to see companies bring out products. It's great to see that there's different variations, different price tags, et cetera, because if he or she can't afford the $1,200 item, you know, if you get the $800 item, doesn't mean you're getting anything less of a product. It's just different brands, most cases.
I mean, a lot of it's made overseas anyways.
Exactly. The majority of the time, they're probably made in the same
Just
warehouse.
labeled as a brand. There's an exhaust that I wish I could make.
Which one's that?
I have in my mind, I have an idea of what a good sound, not that the other ones don't sound good, don't get me wrong, of what a good sounding exhaust will be. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. One day I'm gonna make it though.
You know,
One day. It's gonna be pretty cool, and it's actually like a budget friendly one.
do you ever watch that guy on YouTube called, his channel's name is F-Spot?
No.
Go look up that channel, and I want you to listen to his like 1994 Mercedes S-Class. Thing sounds like a monster out of hell. I'm actually good. Never mind. I won't put up a clip so I don't get a copyright strike. But that thing sounds like a monster, but in a good way. It sounds like a race car, like an F1 car, but it's a boat of a car. Like that thing is huge. And let's not do it in California though. Please God, oh my God.
You know, we don't have modified cars in California.
Yeah, we don't.
The EPA laws our 2.0s are stopped.
Yeah, these new EPA laws are getting out of hand.
But let's not go down that route.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I'm dreading having to get a smog check. I think I'm due next. It's 5 years?
Yeah.
I think
Next
I'm due this year. No, 2022. January. Well, technically, well, my tags are up in January, so.
Well, I went and got my new tags already, so I got nothing to worry about. But again, I'm not modified, so.
No. If I was modified, I'd be worried.
Yeah. The only thing I have is axle back exhaust.
One thing I have are decals on the car that make it faster.
Yeah,
But
what California Q's decals give you like what, 150 extra horses?
no, the old ones, the new ones just give you like 75.
But all right, so back to the topic. I mean, you know, everything that goes on in the community, everything that has been happening and will probably happen. I feel like in the last 2 years, everything's just been either flatline or just dead overall. But I feel like this year, maybe not this year, but this coming year, things are starting to look better. As far as car shows go,
Yeah, that's something
car
else.
events. I mean, Cali Creaming had an amazing event. Unfortunately, I had to leave early, but we got there at 12 and I left at 4 and the cars were just still rolling in. From 12 all the way to like, I was leaving. Cars were just rolling in. And apparently guys from Arizona and Vegas and whatnot.
Thanks for inviting me to that show, by the way.
Inviting who?
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, but it's true what you said. You know, events are growing. We're in like that show season era
Yeah.
right now, and it's a lot of shows going on.
And I feel like it's going to be a hot one
You
too.
know, oh God, I'm not looking forward to summertime. Especially, obviously, not some of the viewers aren't from California, but here summertime, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And then a lot of like here in SoCal, a lot of the shows are getting done at Irwindale Speedway.
Mhm.
There's no shade.
There's no shade, and
There's
if
no
they
shade.
do it on the track, good luck walking on the track.
It is terrible.
I remember one time they had an event and they had everybody line up on the track, and as soon as you put your feet down, you were stuck to the track.
There's a video of some guy whose shoe got stuck.
I haven't
It was
seen
at a drag strip. I forgot where it was, but that's how sticky the floor was.
Yeah.
That he went to go tell the driver something, and then he came back. He couldn't. He left his shoe. He left his shoe and had to move off the track. It was
Oh,
pretty bad.
Jesus Christ. But, I mean, yeah, it's just amazing of what, you know, one small little thing can do to an economy, and amazing what everybody can do when they come together.
Yeah, because I mean, no shows, and it's funny though because it's like we had 2 years of no shows, so 2 years to get our cars ready. But of course, people were not getting their cars ready, and they were waiting for the last minute to get their cars ready for shows.
Yep.
And then I have a whole bunch of friends who are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make it. My parts aren't here," or you know, "This isn't done. This isn't done." I'm like, "I had 2 years." I didn't do anything to my car. Honestly, my car's at a standstill.
My car, I think I'm just going to enjoy it for a little bit at this point. I'm not trying to do anything to a point where I'll have to give it to a shop again for I don't know how many months and not being able to drive it, getting anxiety, and then getting it back and having to put it back in the shop again.
Because it gets to a point, I feel, when you're modifying your car, to where you can only buy so much stuff, and the next step is you have to start making stuff for your car.
Yeah.
And I think we're at that point of making stuff for our car, because there's really nothing on the market that I personally want except for the Mopar hood that I might get, but I haven't decided. Sorry, Santi.
I know Santi told me.
We're going back and forth on like a daily about that hood. But other than that, if I were to switch things up, I mean, you know, the bumper that I want to get done. There's actually fenders that I would want to get done. That's my I don't want to say my dream, but like my goal is that bumper and those fenders. And now maybe like my car again. Maybe.
Let's do your fenders.
Maybe.
I'll get me the fenders. I'll make them for you, and we can call it a day.
And it's sad because I have two bumpers at home just sitting waiting to get cut up. But
We just gotta find time and get to it.
yeah, full-time jobs don't help.
No, I think.
Fuck it. But I mean, I'm excited that show season's back. We just had slammed enough not that long ago, so it's just nice being around your friends again.
Yeah.
Being able to be around nice builds. It's just exhausting because, you know, indoor shows are all freaking day. You know, you roll in 10 in the morning and you roll out at 9:30 at nighttime. So you're there all day.
I mean, you can leave and come back.
Slammed enough you can't.
No, you can personally
leave. I mean, we left to go get coffee, but that was about it. There's only so much walking that you can do.
I would have gone home, slept, and then be like, okay, gotta go pick up a car.
Right.
No,
It's,
sure.
but I mean, you have like Tuner Ego where they roll into the day before and stuff. But you know, there's a few cars and coffee going on too, so it's nice.
I actually have been trying to, or wanting to, as a matter of fact, to attend the South OC Cars and Coffee.
That one's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. We should make a trip out there.
I'd be down.
We should take our $50,000, $60,000 cars and go park next to $1 million cars.
That Cars and Coffee is definitely one that if you have not been to it, South OC Cars and Coffee every Saturday.
I've never been.
Saturday
Is it every Saturday?
or Sunday? I think it's every Saturday. I know it's every week. I can't remember. I think it's every Saturday.
I hope it's.
You've never
Saturday.
been,
I've never been.
dude.
You've been?
Yeah, multiple times.
Where's my invite then?
It is insane. Honestly, like the cars that they have there, it's cars that we've seen obviously before, but they have some stuff like old Bugattis have been there, like classic cars, and then obviously you have your usual Lambo, McLaren, Ferrari. The stuff that they get there, whoa.
Okay, now I gotta go.
Yes.
But I can't go on Saturdays.
I think it's on Saturday. I think it's every Saturday morning.
Alright, maybe
So-
I'll go in the morning and then go to work after.
Yeah, I think it's only a few hours. The nice thing about there is it's consistent and it's very well respected.
Okay.
But you want to get there early because it does get pretty packed.
Oh, I bet. I mean, every time I watch one of the videos, it's like people just circling the parking lot for a parking spot.
I think it got to the point where it's so big that they park in the structure now. They have like the parking structure, so you're in there too. Like, it kind of, when they have like the bigger ones, they kind of separate the cars, like the showy cars, they let them park on top and whatnot. But it's definitely a good show.
Okay.
It's definitely a good one. The Cars and Coffee, it's a nice one. We just had one this last weekend at AFE. I think they had like 400 cars pull up.
AFE?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they celebrated their anniversary, 23 years, and they expanded their warehouse, so they got another building now, and so they did like a big, they call it Cars and Cafe, basically. Because AFE.
French.
Yeah, Cafe,
French.
AFE. Pretty smart. Good job, Mike. And
I don't know about that. I'm just joking.
but no, it was a great turnout. It was fun. A lot of queues pull up.
Okay.
So that was cool. They're very supportive of our platform. They really like our platform, and they just scanned the new 400.
400Z?
Yeah, they got to scan one.
Did you see TJ Hunt?
I didn't. I keep hearing about it, but I haven't.
They actually have 3 variations of a body kit for that car.
Already?
Yeah.
It's a new Supra.
Yeah. I mean, but Supra came out and they had variations, but I'm talking about the car hasn't even come out yet. I'm talking about they made this body kit 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
It's gonna be cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm more excited to see the performance aspect of it.
Smaller turbos.
I know, right? We got that directly from a Nissan rep, by the way.
Smaller turbos, and it was directly from a Nissan rep.
So we got it confirmed multiple times. But no, it's cool to see. I'm referring to it's going to be interesting to see like all these other companies making new stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to open up more doors. Hopefully some of the stuff that they do for it, it's interchangeable with ours. Because I know there's a few differences. Once you pop the hood, you're able to see some differences in the motor, like the intakes and stuff. But, some stuff is the same. So hopefully...
I mean, before we cut it for the day, what recommendation would you give to everybody? Not just to our platform, but as far as starting to build a car, reaching out and getting everything done.
Don't stress over your car.
Amen to that.
The reason why I say it is because I've heard this countless times, multiple times. People are stressing over this, over that. Building a car is designed for you to have fun. It's supposed to be your therapy. It's supposed to be something for you to be able to clear your mind and enjoy the process. Obviously there's going to be their ups and downs, but the downs shouldn't be stressing you out.
Yeah.
A lot of people are stressing around obviously because of shortage of parts and stuff like that. But you also have to remember manufacturers don't have control over that either. The distributors don't have control over that. And a lot of distributors have been getting, reamed on the platforms because, they sell the products, but it's not their fault if the maker doesn't have the product in stock.
Sure.
They have to keep that consistent flow of sales going, and it sucks when you place an order and you have to wait, but it's nobody's fault. There's a shortage of everything these days. You know, so my advice to you is don't stress it, enjoy it. You know, if you add a mod to your car, enjoy that mod.
Yeah.
And build on that onto the next one.
And don't listen to what anybody says about it.
The other day it's your car.
No matter how nice, how ugly it looks, doesn't matter. As long as you like it, that's all that matters.
They're not the ones paying for it.
Unless they want to pay for it, then it's a different question.
Even then, they still can't.
Caesar, thank you once again, brother.
Till next time.
Till next time. And yeah, I promise you guys, I forgot a couple of things this time, so.
It's a building, you know, we're learning.
We're learning. It's a learning curve. But,
Come on.
you know, next episode will be on iTunes podcast and working on Spotify. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe.
I might wear my helmet next time.
You said it. If you don't wear your helmet, you're not allowed back on the show.
All right.
Done.
Got you guys.
Thank you guys.